All right, I'm just going to say it. Cozy gaming is one of the best hobbies that you can possibly have as an adult. And I think it's because of a lot of reasons. I think right now, adults are completely overstimulated. They're anxious, they're burned out, and they are constantly online. And honestly, just disconnected from play in general. Somewhere along the way, I think a lot of us decided that adulthood meant going to work, coming home exhausted, scrolling on our phone for 4 hours, going to bed, and then repeating for the rest of our lives. And I have been there too. Especially in my early 20s, that transition from college to real life was really difficult. I was really bored while still being completely overstimulated and stressed out all the time. I think a huge part of that was because nothing in my life felt that playful anymore. Nothing was soft, nothing was immersive or creative, and nothing really let my brain rest. So that is when I found cozy gaming. And really quick before we get into everything, I just wanted to say hi, I'm Kay. Over on my Instagram and TikTok, I share all about cozy living and soft routines and just ways to make life feel a little bit softer. And cozy gaming has been like a huge part of that for me. So if you are completely new to all of this, I just wanted to make a simple cozy gaming starter guide for overwhelmed people, because chances are if you are feeling really stressed out, then you don't want to get into a hobby that feels overcomplicated. And I genuinely think that this is one of the easiest hobbies to get into. I also know that some of you already know all the cozy gaming lore. You've paid your debts to the raccoon. You know what to plant in spring year 1. You've probably spent 14 real life hours creating one fake room. I see you. I do. But I also know that some of you are brand new to all of this. And maybe you don't even consider yourself to be a gamer. So I just wanted to say right now, you don't need to be like a hardcore, long-term gamer to play cozy games. Because cozy gaming to me is less of a genre and more of a feeling. They're really just games that help you specifically slow down, relax, and connect with yourself for a little bit. So if you're interested in cozy gaming, here is what I would actually recommend starting with. I just realized I've been holding my Switch upside down this whole time, but I'm credible, I swear. So first up is what should you play on? And I just want to say that there's no correct gaming setup, in my opinion. If you are super casual, just testing the waters with cozy gaming, I actually think that starting off with just like mobile games is totally fine. Apple Arcade has like a ton of mobile games and a ton of cozy games specifically, so I would really recommend it. Plus, you probably have access to an iPhone or an iPad, and you probably already know how to use it. So you can kind of just get right into it. But if you want the coziest overall experience, may I introduce you to my baby. When I started gaming as a kid, I used a DS Lite, and then when I got back into it as an adult, I used a Switch Lite. It was my ex's Switch Lite. And then I moved over to a Switch and now a Switch 2. And I just love the Switch 2 so much. I think Nintendo products in general feel very intuitive to me. There's not a million buttons to press and to figure out. I feel like it's very, very simple to use. I also love that you can personalize and decorate it so much. I am somebody that loves to add little trinkets to everything. As you can see, I added these little bears to my little Joy-Con thumb grips. I have like a little charm up here because I thought it was cute. And I added a case to it so that it is white because I love making everything look really pretty and clean if I can. And I just think that there's nothing cozier than curling up in bed or on my couch with my handheld device. It is quite possibly the coziest experience you can have. But if you want access to even larger library of cozy games, I would definitely recommend a gaming PC or a gaming laptop. The laptop I would recommend is the Lenovo Legion 7i. This is just my favorite. It's also the only one I've used, so I couldn't really tell you. But it's been great for everything that I've wanted to do with cozy gaming. I just think that Steam has just the most insane library of cozy games. There are so many indie cozy games on there, I would say, as well. And while I would say it's not maybe as intuitive as a Switch, there are just so many more options. Now that we have our console of choice, let's talk about making it feel cozy. One of my favorite things about cozy gaming is personalizing the entire experience. Having like cute headphones or like a dedicated cozy gaming blanket, or lighting candles, or having snacks, or putting on a favorite show or audiobook while you're gaming. It sounds kind of small and a little bit silly, but turning gaming into a comforting ritual instead of just like screen time can just make such a big difference. Because I think that video games have this weird stigma of like wasting time. But when you make it into this whole routine, I really do think it forces you to slow down even before you've started gaming. And then once you're in that headspace, you just feel more at rest. Again, I don't believe there's a right way to do this. This is all things that truly make you feel at peace. I have even gamed in the tub. Like, I'm not joking. I have drawn a beautiful bath and then I've sat in my tub with my Switch and prayed that it wouldn't fall in. That has been a really wonderful like self-care time as well. So I don't think there's like, you have to have this and you have to have that to make it comforting. It's really just whatever's gonna help you reconnect with yourself. Now we should probably talk about the games that we're going to play. We've got our console, we've got like the ambiance. What are we playing? I have a couple beginner cozy game recs. The first one I will say is Disney Dreamlight Valley. I love Disney Dreamlight Valley. When I was really getting into cozy gaming, that was my game. I played it like every chance I got, basically. I would listen to audiobooks. I was listening to Emily Henry audiobooks and I would play Disney Dreamlight Valley for hours. I am not joking. I think what I love about Disney Dreamlight Valley, especially if you were a Disney kid, is that it feels incredibly nostalgic. You've got characters you already know, you already feel a connection to, so that makes it nice and simple. And it is a farming life sim type game, so you are just running around getting to choose what you pour your time into. You can focus on fishing, you can focus on friendships, you can focus on gardening or cooking or just decorating. Like, there are so many options and it feels, to me, it feels very low pressure. The art style in games matters a lot to me. This one maybe isn't my favorite art style overall, but the colors are just like so pretty and so vibrant. I feel like it just kind of sucks you in. Plus there are millions of quests to do. So if you ever just kind of get bored with like your dilly-dallying, there's a quest for you. There's always a quest for you to do. Someone always needs something. Lots of opportunities there. If you want more of like a cozy puzzle in a way, I would say that unpacking is probably the game that I talk about the most. In this game, you are literally just unpacking various rooms. Basically, you have this like subtle storyline in the background about this person who is moving from their childhood bedroom to their college dorm to their first apartment, and you are just unpacking all of their items, finding the perfect place for them while like feeling this story unfold. And it's also just a very relatable and kind of emotional story. I think so many of us have gone through life and have experienced so many different chapters and changes. So it's incredibly like relatable, but it's also very soothing and kind of repetitive in nature. And then my all-time probably favorite brain off cozy game is Minami Lane. In this game, you are running a Japanese-inspired street and you're basically just adding in different shops and stores and apartment buildings and things like that and making it look pretty and making sure that the people that live there really enjoy the street. There are little objectives for each level, but you can also just play sandbox. You can just like decorate the street however you want, and that's really fun too. And I think my favorite part of this game is that you can play for however long you want. Especially when I first got it, I played for like 15 minutes or 30 minutes at a time, and then I would put it away and I'd come back another time and I'd play again. And I really love that it's very bite-sized. It doesn't feel like something you need to grind out, you need to spend hours upon hours on. It's like a nice little reset. Also, the art style in that one is so adorable. I love it so much. It's so pretty. What I would say about all three of these games is that they are not very difficult to figure out. I feel like all three of them, when you play them, it just makes sense. It just clicks. You're not running around like, what do I do? What buttons do I press? It feels very natural no matter what console you're playing on. Okay, so basically we chatted through what consoles you can play on. We chatted through how to make the gaming experience very cozy and relaxing. And then lastly, we talked about 3 cozy starter games that I would definitely recommend. I hope that this pitch to you has worked and that you try cozy gaming out. I just truly think that cozy gaming has taught me how to rest in a different way, because like rest doesn't always mean doing nothing. Sometimes it means curiosity. Sometimes it means creativity and fun and imagination. Sometimes it's like little routines and just small moments and pockets of joy. And I really do think that adults need spaces like that in their lives too. So if life has been feeling a little overwhelming recently, maybe this is your sign to try something softer. Please let me know what cozy games you're going to try, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.